guys, welcome to Keeping It Simple Crafts. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you as a subscriber, and thank you to all of you who always watch and are subscribed. We are going to be making fabric pumpkins today, so you are going to need 3 or however many pumpkins you want, but I chose 3 of the foam pumpkins from Dollar Tree, 3 of the witch hat headbands from Dollar Tree. You are also going to need some fabric for these pumpkins, and I picked up my fabric at Walmart, and it was just a little under $4 for 1 yard, but you don't quite need a yard. I just bought extra. And you'll need some ribbon, something to cut your foam pumpkin, and maybe some fall leaves. And I will, in the drop-down box below, I will add a materials list for you. Okay, so I cut my fabric in 20 by 20 inch squares. Now, you could do 18 by 20 because it seemed like I had just a little bit of extra fabric, but that's pretty close, so 20 by 20. And first thing you'll want to do is take your little X-Acto knife or whatever tool you use and cut the stem off of your pumpkin and leave a little bit bigger hole than I left on mine. I think it's easier if you make your hole just a little bit larger so that it's easier to tuck in your fabric into the pumpkin. So just make sure and kind of smooth it and tuck it tightly. Now you don't want your hole too big. You want it to stay tight so that your fabric stays tucked in and keeps its pumpkin shape. But I am just working with it carefully and tucking all of my fabric into the center of my little pumpkin. And press it down firmly. The fabric should stay tucked in just fine without adding any hot glue, but if you want to add some hot glue, you can. And I just wanted to say that I got this idea from a lady named Jill Ann on Facebook. I don't think she has a YouTube channel, but I got this inspiration from her. She didn't use the witch hats on her pumpkins, but I just found these headbands last week and I thought they would look so cute on top of a little pumpkin. So we just cut the headband off carefully, and then we're just hot gluing the little felt pumpkins from Dollar Tree onto the top of our fabric pumpkin. So just press it on firmly and let the glue dry. Now I'm also showing you 2 other pumpkins and 2 different ways you can dress up your little pumpkin. Okay, my daughter is doing this one, and I don't know where we picked up this little tool. My daughter thinks Walmart, but I'm thinking Dollar General. Just be careful cutting out your stem. And here's my daughter wrapping her pumpkin with the 20 by 20 fabric. And just try to get it nice and smooth. Now if you have a spot that's sticking out, you can always use a little dot of hot glue if you need to. And there's my sweet Chihuahua. She is the sweetest little thing. And so here's my daughter adding a little bit of hot glue. The fabric was just sticking out just a little bit, so she wanted it to, be closer in, so she added some hot glue. And I am just taking some ribbon and I am just cutting 9-inch strips. And if you want your little ribbon to have the triangle in the center, take the edges, fold to the left, and then cut away from the folded edge. And that should work. It's a little tricky sometimes. Sometimes you have to play with it to make sure and get the ends just right. But she is hot gluing on the 9-inch strips of ribbon. Okay, here I am tying a bow for the pumpkin, and I am just keeping the ribbon pinched tightly in my left hand and going back and forth, making the loops the same size on each side. And I did a double bow, and then you'll want some floral stem wire close by. And I just wired it in the center, and then I ended up cutting off the wires so that I could hot glue my bow onto the pumpkin. And I went ahead and did the ends to match the little 9-inch strips in the end. I'm in a habit though of usually trimming them at a slant, but I really like the way it looks with the V. I think it's called dovetail. You'll want to fluff your loops, and ribbon with wire usually works the best. And here we are. We just removed the headband from the Dollar Tree witch hat, and we're just hot gluing it onto the fabric pumpkin. And you might want to hold it just a little while so that it stays in place just like you want. And then we're adding our little bow, and my daughter just hot glued it on. And then we ended up adding, where the little black band is around the witch hat, we added a band of the orange glitter ribbon from Dollar Tree. And then we added a spider ring on top of that to dress it up a bit. I am just showing you some options. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to decorate your fabric pumpkin. There's all kinds of cute fabrics out there, but this is just what I went with. So I'm just trying to give you some ideas, trying to give you some inspiration. So here she is. She just added the little ring from Dollar Tree. And here's my daughter's little dog sleeping under the table. And then there's my sweet little girl. We had a lot of help today. Okay, and this is our last pumpkin. We only did 3. So we already have it wrapped. And she's just adding some fall leaves from Dollar Tree. But you can dress this up any way you want. Dollar Tree really has some cute things in for fall and Halloween. And this is some ribbon I had left over from Hobby Lobby, and it does have wire. So I'm just tying another bow. If you have been watching my channel for very long, you know that I love big bows. So I add a bow on almost everything I make. So here we are. We are just making another double bow. And I really like Hobby Lobby's ribbon. It's probably my favorite place to buy my ribbon. And I didn't really let out a tail for this bow. And I am just using 20 gauge floral stem wire to wrap around the center of my bow. And I usually buy a large package of the floral stem wire at Hobby Lobby and use my 40% off coupon. But just make sure and fluff your loops of your bow. And then we just trimmed off the extra wire, and we're going to hot glue the bow onto the top of the pumpkin. So you can just decorate these however you like. You can make them for fall or Halloween. And then we added the little pumpkin off of one of the tiny pumpkin picks from Dollar Tree to the center. And that's it for that little cute pumpkin. So these pumpkins are a lot of fun to make. They're very simple and easy to do, and they probably cost around $4 each. It just depends on how you want to decorate your pumpkins. So thank you for watching.